For this character build, you'll need the following mods: Better Vampires, Race Menu, Forgotten Magic Redone, and Apocalypse Spells. Then of course alternate start, but that's optional. The idea behind this build wasn't to create a vampire, but to create a demon who uses a mix of flame and blood magic. I chose to name my character Crimson Bloodscale, being that he's as red as blood and an Argonian. I chose to use an Argonian for this character to really sell the demon narrative, because I think the horns give it that extra evil touch. Also, with Race Menu, I was able to adjust his height to be taller than the others and give him that nice deep red skin. The main spells I chose to use were primarily Destruction and Illusion. I chose these because in most stories we hear of devils and demons being manipulative and destructive creatures. However, we can't forget a good bit of defense, so first we'll take a look at Alteration. Here I chose Dragon Flesh and Equilibrium. Dragon Flesh simply being your top tier but basic defensive coating spell with the twist of giving your Frost and Fire a 15% boost. Now with Equilibrium, it allows you to transform your health into magicka, but you have to be careful with this one as it can easily result in your own death. The ultimate sacrifice of blood for power. As a demon, we needed to really think about what kind of emotions we could instill in our victims. For Illusion, I chose 3 spells: Fear, Fury, and Lose Hope. The first 2 are pretty common in Skyrim, allowing you to spread fear or cause your enemies to frenzy and fight one another. Lose Hope, on the other hand, is a secret weapon of sorts. Any enemy unfortunate enough to cross us will first be tortured with inescapable fear or fury, then out of their own dread take their own soul, but only after they're under one of our illusion spells. Moving on to our offense, we have Charred Skin, which sounds like your normal fire cloak, but isn't at all. This flame-based spell creates a shield around the user that instantly causes an eruption of flame on any target that hits you with a ranged attack or spell. This especially comes in handy when using melee while trying to avoid pesky archers. We also have Fire Bloom, another supporting destruction spell that's similar to Fire Runes, except when placed it erupts after a set amount of time instead of once it's triggered by enemies. Now with all of these supporting fire spells, you're probably curious, what exactly are we attacking with? Here comes Incendiary Flow. This is by far one of my favorite spells regardless of build. Not only does this launch a fireball at the target, but it leaves a stream of fire along the path the blast took, giving you not only immediate damage, but also damage over time and coverage. Then switching and diving into our blood magic, we have our normal vampiric drain of course, but with better vampires, once you reach a high enough rank, you unlock Hemalurgic Spike. A spell similar to Ice Spike but noticeably different due to its draining properties in blood red hue. Staying in our theme of blood magic, I added 2 main restoration spells. Blood Boil, which surrounds the user in a blood mist that takes health from the caster but damages those nearby, and Blood Ward, your basic spell shield, but this one drains your health but provides a lot more protection from spells. To be honest, at this point I'm beginning to think for a Blood Mage it seems like I'm the only one losing it in these battles. But anyway, I only used 2 conjuration spells for this build, 1 two-handed Daedric Scythe, more for aesthetic than for use, and 1 summon. Now with this demon, I wanted to stay away from the typical resurrection or undead Dremora type stuff, so I chose the Ash Spawn summon. I chose the Ash Spawn because although this is Elder Scrolls, we're not really creating a Dremora. So I wanted something semi-disconnected from the lore that could still give off the vibe that I'm a ruler of evil and demented creatures. And with our fire theme, the Ash Spawn seemed perfect. Now obviously everything in this build is substitutable, but that's definitely the case for your weapons and armor. I chose 1 major sword, the Sanguinian Sword, which absorbs all 3 attributes of health, magicka, and stamina if wielded by a vampire. And again, we're not making a vampire, we're making a demon, but the classes are so close I decided to let this slide. This sword not only has a great enchantment, but also looks amazingly regal for the Demon King. Other than that, I just wanted to show off some of the blood glass weapon designs of better vampires as I think they look amazing. It's really just a red tint given to your usual elven glass weapons, but completely sells the roleplay. When it comes to armor, I chose the modified Better Vampires Nightingale armor known as Bloodborne armor. This armor has a red crest in the center I can only assume is a vampire's blood gem, and the full set comes with a red hood I chose to skip to show off my character's horns. Aside from the armor, we also have the blood glass shield. Now instead of being another red-hued clone of the Elven Glass Shield, this shield is styled in a matte black with red accents. And it comes with a Blood Veil enchantment that drains your stamina and the enemy's health as long as you're blocking. Now you may be thinking, a lot of these spells and abilities seem to drain the user's health, but with the Winter Sun Faiths of Skyrim mod, as a follower of Molag Bal, you can gain the passive ability to constantly drain all of your enemy's attributes in combat. This makes a lot of the loss on your end slightly less harmful and almost even out. Now when it comes to perks and skills, as you can assume, I maxed out all the attributes required of the items and spells I used. In addition to that, I used Perkus Maximus, a complete revamp of the perk tree system, so it's incredibly up to you what you do in that avenue. I hope this character sparked a new idea in your mind for your next build. Leave a comment and let me know your latest build or any changes you would make to this one. I genuinely would love to share ideas. Subscribe for more modded build content and like the video so I know you enjoyed it. As always, much love and be safe out there.